Hi guys, we're now looking at the round 2 game of the Michigan Open that I played against Justin. I had the white pieces, and he was rated 2250. So began the game again with knight to f3, as I've done as white in all my other games. And again we see knight to f6, d4, e6, e3. He challenges my center. I just support it with another pawn. Why not, right? And then this move, which reminds me a lot of a line that Hikaru uses online. I was looking through some chess-based stuff as white, and similar opening used by him. So seems like a nice way to get that light square bishop developed and be aggressive. So, and it kind of relates to that whole b6 opening we were studying with Cyrus Lakdawala's book a while back. So anyway, here we are as white playing against this, and get a capture in the center. And I really like this game a lot. There's a subtle move that he makes that I think leads to his advantage on the queen side later on. For now, just both of us putting our pieces on what we consider to be best squares. And this mode was definitely motivated by the loss that I had. Remember that Indianapolis Open loss where my opponent had that bishop on h2? Now a difference there, of course, is I'd castled queen side, and here black is on the king side. But definitely, I think I was motivated to do this based on that game. Not something you really see in a lot of my online play, but anyway, bishop back to h2, and these knights are looking at the f4 square, so I rerouted my bishop and then challenged the knight. And I began thinking, like, maybe his knights could run into some trouble, even, yeah, looking back at the game too, I had chances to get some exchanges, and maybe I should have based on how the game went, because he got pretty accurate soon here. It's a really nice attack. Move the rook away, and now this is the move. Yeah, this is the move right here. So actually, yeah, this is the move where I really need to be accurate. So actually, after the c5 move, so when the queen comes out, I have some choices here. I have two ways, right? I could bring this rook here or this rook here, and it's actually a wildly big difference depending on which way I go. And I chose the inferior way, at least based on how the play went afterwards. I played rook d to c1, but with rook b to c1, I would have held on probably a lot better. He was down to like 10 minutes on his clock. I had a good hour and 20 minutes, I think, remaining or more. But yeah, after the game, I definitely regretted this, because now he plays knight to e4, and this is rather pretty. So my knight's under a lot of pressure. Probably just bringing the knight back was probably my best try, something like this. But I think even then, just knight to d2, rook up, it seems like it's similar. It's just really hard to not lose an exchange here. It's really, really hard not to lose an exchange, because after I captured here, which I did in the game, and he took back, my knight is getting kicked off of this square, and then this bishop's going to come in with a fork, right? Or a skewer, rather, my queen and the rook, right? So I need to react to that somehow. So I played bishop here, threatening the knight of my opponent, but even just capturing immediately, just capturing twice, looks pretty strong. Which is how it began. And then I tried the c6 move, which was the best line according to the engine, but again, just the bishop to d2, fantastic idea. And you notice the c6 move has, my bishop hitting the bishop, so it's kind of a fun way. And I think here I needed to play b4, but instead I played queen takes pawn. And I was hopeful for a moment that this was going to, kind of keep me alive. But after the bishop dropped back to a8, very good move, by the way. Now, I'm not getting some of the threats I was hoping to get, so now I'm just kind of backing up and watching material go away. And then from here on, Justin played very accurately. I thought he played a really good game. And I didn't really have too much left to say about this game afterwards. Like, he took me off the board, is what I would say. And really nicely, too. He has a great job here. This move has multiple threats. My queen is threatened, and also this queen check. I missed the check, winning the bishop. And so, that's going to be probably where we could have stopped there, but I kept playing. Played this bishop down, with this looming or some other, I don't know, it's just getting bad, right? So I continue to play, and then after, or we're going to see, yeah, right here after this move, I just resigned, because the queen can check, my king gets forced back, one of these squares. I guess not this one, right? Because the queen would be checking me through there. But one of these two squares, and then the rook can come in, pinning my queen to the king, and it looked pretty rough, but it was a fun game, and he played very, very well. And I just didn't prepare well for that bishop to d2 invasion. And so, much like the games where I win based on a move, this one, my opponent got the gift of rook d to c1 instead of rook b to c1. But overall, a great game, a lot of fun. One of the highest rated guys I've ever played, actually, in over the board. I think maybe prior it was like just over 2,200 was the highest, or maybe Kevin Noren. I think he's pretty high. He might have been my highest rated opponent. But anyway, it was a fun game, and unfortunately went down in flames. And that was my second round. So still 5 more rounds to go in the Michigan Open to share with you guys. And yeah, it was a tough event, and but it was a lot of fun to play. And I'll definitely be back to play more chess here soon over the board. Take care, and see you guys next time. Bye.